Hi everybody, I'm Jack. This is Raw Tropical Living. Thanks for joining me today. I'm just kind of easing into this day. I meditated early, had my breakfast, just kind of been doing a little bit of work from bed this morning. That's always nice, not to have that commute and be able to just kind of stay in bed and work in what you're wearing at the time. That's pretty priceless. Um, Anyhow, going to talk today about something. I was chatting with Tannyraw this morning a little bit on Instagram, and I just like something popped into my head, and I threw a little something of an idea out at her. Now, I do videos every single day. So if you're not already subscribed to the channel, I'd appreciate if you go ahead and hit that subscribe button over there. When you hit it, click on the little bell and check send notifications so you will stay subscribed to the channel. Yeah, I don't know. I was just like, my mind's always kind of tick, 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 always like thinking of different possibilities and what have you. And, as I keep telling you guys that I'm going to be in the States for 2.5 months this summer, like just after I got chatting a little bit with Tanny this morning, I was thinking, here's an idea for you. She's always talking about coming down here. She's always talking about getting together. So I thought like maybe this would be the first baby steps for her. We're going to see if we can really get her out of her little bubble up in South Carolina. So, as you guys know, I fly in. I live at my mom, or where I go visit in the States is in South Alabama, which is very close to Pensacola, Florida. In fact, that's where I fly into on the Gulf Coast. And if you've never been to the Gulf Coast of Florida, those beaches. I've been a lot of places in the world. I've traveled, and those beaches rival any of the top beaches in the world. Just those crystal white powdered sands. So I'm going to be there for, 2.5 months. And, I've been trying to kind of get Tanny to get her feet in the water and do something with the retreats, getaways. Look, every time I use that word, it's like I want to come up with a new word. I really don't like using that same word because everybody has the same connotations in their head when you use the word retreat. And to be quite honest, the proper retreats that I see out there are not really anything that I want to do, because that's always just like putting everything in a box. It's a kind of anal. It's kind of the same people that do a tour of Europe where you see 10 cities in 18 days. You're just basically on a bus. You don't really get the experience. You're always going from one place to another. So I don't really want to have some retreat where you get up in the morning and breakfast is at this time and you go do this activity and then you have a little break and then you do this activity. I kind of like things that are a little bit more loosely based. So as this first popped into my head, ideas started rolling, and I shot her a little message, and we'll see what she gets back to me on. I actually wanted to do this video. We'll kind of put her on the spot a little bit. You guys can share this video, because I know a lot of people that watch me watch her. You can share this video. Ask her about this. Hey, what do you think about this on her channel? And we might just have to nudge her a little bit. But no, what I was thinking is the possibilities there could be a lot of different possibilities. It would start with, I told Tanya, maybe we'd start looking for an Airbnb rental, a suitable bigger place in Pensacola. Preferably something that had a good budget to it, so it wasn't overly expensive. And then the format, there could be different things. I mean, we could do, depending on the size of the place and how many people it would accommodate, there could be different options. Perhaps some people were interested in coming and staying for a week. Maybe you want to do a full-on 1-week retreat. Maybe you want to stay maybe we offer something for 3 days. Maybe there's some just day options where you would just come for the day. There'd be like a daily type something that we would offer to you where you could just come and spend the whole day. And then also how much she's going to have to do, because that would depend on the pricing too, like how much work Miss Tanya actually has to put into it. You could have something that was just loose where you kind of came and hang out and we made food together and she kind of led the way and kind of helped with her recipes, but wasn't like, that option you wouldn't be expecting her. It's not like, all eyes on her doing stuff, fixing food all the time, teaching people all the time, doing little classes or seminars or demonstrations. just hanging out, just making food together, just kind of like raw vegan fellowship, if you would. Now there would be options too, like it could be more, you know, but then that would be have to be priced accordingly, where maybe you just want to come and be fed. Maybe you've looked at, maybe you have her books, maybe you've seen her recipes since she's been online, and maybe you just want to eat her food and you just want her to put food in front of you. That would be an option, but that would have to be priced differently because, you know, hey, she's not going to, you know, there's a different price if she's working her butt off as if she's just hanging out and we're just kind of making stuff together. So there could be lots of different options there, you know, as far as pricing goes, as far as whether people wanted to stay there or whether they just dropped in to visit. The reason I even throw in that little possibility of people wanting to just, you know, come by and do something for a day or whatever is I know for a fact, at least personally, I know 3 or 4 people that are down in that area that have watched me and that also watched Tanya as well. And I'm sure there's others out there that I just haven't heard from. So that would be an option. But yeah, I think we need to coax her out of her shell. What do you think? It could be a lot of fun, you know. If you've never hung out with other raw vegans, you just, like I say, I've had 2 opportunities since I've been in this house right here, you know, and it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. You know, it's just expanding. It'll almost take you to the next level. It kind of reinvigorates you into this lifestyle, just seeing, wow, how fun this could be if we were around people eating like this with us all the time. I know a lot of people say, hey, I don't necessarily need that, and I don't need really anything, but it's nice to have. So anyhow, that's some of the ideas that I'm having. And like I say, this just sprang forth out of my head this morning. You know, I'm like that. I'm an idea person. I'm always have ideas coming out, and I play with them for a little while. Some of them don't pan out. Some of them are crappy ideas. I write ideas down at night a lot of times, and then in the light of day, I'm like, woof, what was I thinking last night? But yeah, it could be a lot of fun. And Pensacola, great place. It would be in the summer, you know. There should be plenty of melons around. Help me out. That's right after blueberry season, but there should still be a lot of blueberries around. Like I say, the beaches are beautiful. And hey, I'll throw it back out there to her. If Miss Tanya couldn't travel that far, I mean, she could always do something, but then she'd kind of have to take the lead and look into the area and find a place. She could always do something closer on the East Coast up closer to South Carolina. But I will tell you, and I am a little prejudiced, but I think, you know, look at a picture of the both. I would say I would recommend those Gulf Coast beaches over the East Coast beaches. And I know I got East Coast buddies that would actually agree on that. I love the East Coast, don't get me wrong. I lived in Miami for about 4 years or so, and I absolutely love Miami, love the East Coast. But when you just talk about the beauty of the beaches, you can't beat the Gulf Coast beaches. And I know I lived in Destin for a while. Pensacola's a cool little town. I could not that I want to go back and move to the States, and not that I would see it happening, because you know, my mom owns a house. I don't have any brothers and sisters, which is only about an hour from there, so I probably wouldn't happen for me. But I could definitely see living in Pensacola. It's a cool little town. It's kind of an old city, a lot of history to it, and like I say, those beautiful beaches. But anyhow, we could do it. So let me know what you think. Reach out to Tanya. Like I say, share this one, and maybe we can do something this summer and have a little bit of fun. Doesn't have to be, like I say, it doesn't have to be all serious. First step would just be finding a good, suitable place. So anyhow, hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you like it, please give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys again tomorrow. Peace.